Okay, so I just left church and, things are always aligned and like some like higher like master plan. Like I was super upset. Like I left church to go to church. My car battery was dead. But, no effort is ever wasted. And maybe there is a higher calling of what was going on. So I went to church and they were having a meeting about their vacation Bible school, and that was pretty awesome. So I was glad to be there and make it for that. So, everybody that went to be a part of that, just knowing like if I could actively be a part of something like that, I would. I'm still working on clearing up some things that allow me to do that, but maybe there's a higher calling in what I'm doing, because I would get so like into like the church, like there's no way like my ministry would be there, like my time would be taken up. How would I have time to reach so many people that I can reach through the use of technology that need the message that I'm here to help share? My feelings were kind of hurt, and I just want to talk about that. Like I told my pastor, that I recently became an ordained minister of 111 religions. Like, I think that's a really pretty big deal. Like, I am going to be like working on an education, but I've already put work in. I will put more work in, but those things have already, been witnessed by my eyes and are a part of my existence, whether or not I slow down to like view them and participate in them right now. Like they are a part of who I am. You can't take that away. So, I really was expecting a nicer, kinder, um, you know, response from him, but he's very much so like there is like in Christianity, like, they have certain beliefs, and, his particular branch of Christianity is Baptist. And so, the view that he has, I don't know what he thinks about me or what would happen to me, but, that's a question that I leave for his consciousness. This is a message for the end of his life, that I would like an answer from you for what your thoughts were on this topic, what you think happens, why you think that happens, and, the echoes of a world, that all told their version of the story a little bit differently, and how hard it becomes for us all to hold like the same message at the same time. Like your message may be beautiful, but to say like all parts of the story don't belong, like, well, you would write out all kinds of, children that belong to God. And maybe they didn't get it this lifetime because you did. And maybe they get to come back and get it in the future, or whatever that looks like. So, I guess I hear an echo of whatever his thoughts are on that, but, I leave that here for him. And if there's never anybody to, meet your consciousness at the level you're at and challenge you and, leave questions for you to ask, maybe you would never be able to. So I see that they grow alongside of me. So today it was Vacation Bible School University, like that the older kids camp were attending, and, a education at this level is all university. You look at like the human race, not only the human race, but our planet. If you look at the level of education that they were able to earn for themselves, and, where we are now, like your invested thoughts on a higher level thinking, you are sitting at the, epicenter, like the, peak of, a race, and, its ability to be able to understand itself, itself and its environment, and what that means. So maybe, he isn't able to like see me as like I am, and it gets so bad, let me explain like how deep, the wounds cut for me. I called my pastor. I called him from a hospital where I'd been given a dose of medication through an injection that later I found out that I have a severe allergy to. The very question of whether or not I survived that injection of medication, and the only thing I ever asked them for was to bring me before a priest. Know what it's like to live every day in a world not knowing if you're alive or dead. What does it matter anymore? Well, I guess it's both. What do I have to do before I can leave? Well, it's part of my life while I'm walking towards the gates. Well, you are doing the same thing, but you all chose to do different things than what I did. So I don't know. Because before the world had an opportunity to see the woman I was, or I am, I would have chose to close my eyes and open them somewhere else. I would have chose to testify before my Creator what it was that I was thinking and seeing and experiencing, and what I was here to protect my children from. So yeah, I function amongst people's higher selves. I have a thought, and I watch my thoughts touch the life around me. Today, my thought, and I don't even know why, but it must have been pulled by the frequency of other people. We never sit behind him, so he's always in front of us. Today, I saw the back of him, and when I saw the back of him, I saw a bald spot on the back of his head. So what did I do? I'm holy men, Jewish men have this part of a religious garment that they wear. And then even beyond that, I'm thinking about a robot, who learned how to grow hair. I'm how much energy goes into growing a hair. And if, hair keeps growing even after you're dead, what's it say about him? Well, that's one for the records. I'll take that. If you want to know what direction you're going, you just look at the facts. Our hair keeps growing even after we're dead. I don't know what to say. That's food for thought. Please share, follow, like, subscribe for more content. And if you find this message at the end of your existence posing questions for somebody that touched so many others' lives and built, an organization of people trying to lift each other up, just know that our Creator held us to meet us at the gates. I don't know, did you write it for yourself? We did. My Creator, is coming in a bunch of pieces that weren't whole yet to walk me through the gates. So when I walk through complete, he can get his fresh beginning. But otherwise, I'm pretty sure we figure out how to meet each other at those gates. Take my hand. You don't have to believe me, but the very man that you called to, that you spoke of, that you worked so hard for, that one, will he put me here for you? Maybe he comes too. Can't be at two places at one time. We have a Creator that's so sad with its creation. In order to keep going, needed a chance to start fresh and forget. And when we've corrected things, maybe someday he'll go hold that spot again for us. And maybe this is just what it looks like now. You hold the tools to make heaven for each other. That's pretty special. So here's my heaven for you. Sorry I had to tell you how you hurt me first.